So for the past few years, I've been in a massive creative drought. I haven't really made anything whatsoever besides, I write in my journal from time to time and I make terrible beats in FL Studio, absolutely atrocious breakcore beats with Family Guy samplings. So of course last week I made the incredibly quick decision that I was going to start DJing. I watched one single set from DJ Fred again. Pretty big DJ, I would say. This was actually his green room set that he did for someone's birthday last year. But as soon as I finished watching that, it's an hour long. I watched the entire thing. I said to myself, how can I do this as fast as possible? How can I get this? How can I do this? Right? So I did what any reasonable person would do, and within 2 days of watching, I ordered a brand new DJ controller. Yeah, yep, I bit the bullet. Within 2 days of watching one DJ set, I decided, yeah, you know what? Let's try this. Let's give it a shot. Now, it did seem crazy to me at first that I would make a purchase on something that I just saw and that I might not even like to begin with, but, that's what refunds are for. Shout out Amazon. Now, I really only have been playing around with my DJ table for about less than a week. I think it's been like 5 or 6 days. But in that short time span, I feel like my entire life has changed. No exaggeration, I feel like my entire life has been flipped, turned upside down, inside out, thrown over the balcony, like everything. So, just to preface, I'm a 22-year-old guy, and over the past couple years, I felt about as lost in life as Zoro in any given One Piece episode. I have no clue what I'm doing, no idea what to do. I'm just kind of floating, I found it incredibly hard to find activities or really anything that makes me want to get out of bed every morning. I wake up, have no clue what I'm going to do for the day, and kind of just play it by ear. Go to the gym, play video games, read a book, write, watch YouTube, whatever. And up until last week, seriously, for the past couple of years, up until last week, I had this deep, empty feeling in myself, like something massive was missing in my life. Now, after a little bit of thinking, I deduced that this is probably because I have no real hobbies anymore besides the gym and video games, and that realization. And I felt this way before. I'm not saying that this is the first time I've ever felt this way, but the realization this time when I was watching that DJ set, it woke me up harder than any single alarm noise could, any single alarm clock, anything I've ever experienced in my life, to be honest. And I feel like I've been drifting through life since about 2023 with no concrete goals or aspirations or anything really for me to strive towards. I was just on autopilot. I felt like an NPC zombie. So with that out of the way, how does this tie into DJing in any way whatsoever? Well, when I did see this specific DJ set on YouTube, the level of passion and dedication that I saw from Fred again, that he put into his work, was seriously one of the rawest displays of emotion I've ever seen in my life. When you're watching him do his work on the DJ controller table, you're watching a guy who's poured an insanely, almost autistic amount of hours into this profession. And he comes at it with as much intensity, as much tenacity as he possibly can. And when I saw that, and it really clicked in my mind, I saw that, and something like awakened in me, dude. I was watching him and I felt it. It was so raw. It was real. It was there. I was awakened with like a burning desire to do something, like anything at all. Anything. Maybe I was doing I don't know. Maybe it was doing the dishes, but for me, at that moment, it was, man, I need to get a DJ table and I need to see what this is about. So I bought the DJ table, and I guess I didn't want 2026 to be just another year where I did nothing but work, because last year my life was work, it felt like. I didn't really do much outside of work, which looking back was, I don't regret it because I'm in a good spot now, but it was just a lot. I didn't want to have the same year where I work and I waste my nights, I come home and I drink or whatever. So when I was on the storefront page looking at this DJ controller, that's when it clicked. And I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to buy it. I'm just going to buy it to see if I can replicate any of that sort of passion that I saw put on display there, even a half of a percent, if I could mimic that in any way, that's what I wanted. So yeah, yes, I clicked purchase right then and there. Yeah, this past week of learning to DJ has seriously taught me more about being creative than any other class I've taken, any video I've watched. It really broadened my mind on what it means to create whatever you want in your own way. Now, granted, a DJ's job, I'm not saying all DJs, but I'm saying like when you go to a club or you go to a party or the frats or something like that, the DJ is just taking other people's music and mixing them together so the transitions are seamless. And you know, he does a little bit of fun and fancy tricks with the song and the EQ and the effects and all that. But when you're really locked in on music like that and you're able to put your own spin on genres you really enjoy and you get to really feel it, like it's a deep feeling, it's so much fun. So yes, when you're DJing, I would say you are creating something. You are, in that case, creating something of your own, right? Because you're going to DJ different than somebody else, and that person's going to DJ different than you, right? And the biggest aspect of DJing that has flipped my entire world, basically, is the fact that I can just create something. The ability to make something exist, and it doesn't have to be good at all. And I hit on this a little bit in the last video, but that was like there was no script, there was nothing going on. It was just me kind of talking into the void about anything. But I really want to hammer that point that something just has to exist and it does not have to be good. The point is trying something new and putting anything at all out there to get your foot in the door, to take that first step. That's the point. Like, do you think Lil Wayne's first ever song was an instant banger, instant Grammy triple platinum banger? Well, okay, I mean, maybe it is Lil Wayne, but you get my point. You know what I'm saying. Like, not your first go at something is not gonna be good, and it shouldn't be good. If it is, then it's too easy, right? Like that's just how it is. To create, like, for me, it's not to care if it's good or if millions of people like it or if you're making a ton of money from it. It's to have something you can call your own. Like, when I'm writing in my journal, that's just for me. I'm not writing to put it out there, put it on a blog, show people, you know, take a video of it. Like, that is there specifically for me. Just because it's something that I want to create, and it's a way for me to outlet my thoughts, right? It's also something that you can just reach flow state while doing, which I think is so important. I feel like there's very few things, at least in my life, that really put me into that mode, that flow state mode. Video games are really easy because they're so engrossing and immersive. Like, you can get into flow state super easily with something like that. But something like a skill or a hobby or something you enjoy, right? It's something you can call your own and you can reach flow state while you're doing it. Something that gets your body out of rotting in bed, out of scrolling on Instagram, looking at lobotomized Jujutsu Kaisen, looking at TikTok, talking to the roster on Snapchat, like anything to get your body out of that mode. And these creative acts only need to exist. They can be good later, right? They only need to exist for you. They do not need to be good. All that matters is that you tried and you're getting something out there, whether it's good or not, whether it's edited or not, whatever, as long as it's just there. And the fact that something as simple and silly as DJing has made me want to get my life back on track is it's insane, but it's amazing. I don't mean to say DJing is simple and silly, like it's easy or it's, you know, it's a dumb thing to do. I just mean it in the fact that, like, when you go to a club or you go to a party, you're not really thinking too much about the DJ and what they're actually doing. Your focus is on, man, how can I drink this drink faster and then go get another one, and I hope the music is on and I hope they drop Travis Scott soon. You know what I mean? Like, people aren't really focused as much on what the DJ is actually doing rather than just the result of what he's making, right? So that's what I mean by simple and silly. I'm not saying it's easy or it's dumb or anything like that. I'm just saying it's not something that people generally think about when they're out and about at a club or a party or something. And to piggyback off what I was saying earlier, the enjoyment that I've gained from DJing in this very short time, I've started to apply it to other areas of my life, like doing things just because you can, trying new activities. And you know what? Maybe you find a hobby that speaks to you so much that you wake up and you actually want to better yourself because of it. And I'm not talking about the gym, because everyone knows the gym is good for you and it's something you should do, and it's beneficial for you in the long term. But I'm saying, like, okay, I want to get better at DJing, so I'm gonna wake up earlier so I can work on it more, right? Like, I'm gonna eat better and sleep better, so I make sure that I get out of bed at the time that I want so I can do this thing that I enjoy, right? That's what I mean by your hobbies make you want to better yourself because of the hobby. And I'm by no means an artist of any sort. Like, I'm not an artist. I would not call myself an artist. But allowing myself to be creative has seriously, like, reopened the floodgates for any new ideas that I might have, whether it be with writing, making these videos that I'm just starting up, or just, mixing some music in my apartment to have a good time, throwing on some bangers, some techno, acid, house music, maybe making some eggs, some potatoes while the music is going, coming in to flip songs on and off, That's just what it is, right? It's made me want to be more creative, and it's really made me start to have more ideas again. Because when I used to do a lot of Twitter work back in the day, 3, 4 years ago, it always felt like my mind was like a bucket, right? And when I would go out and do things that I found interesting, my head, my brain would just fill up from like a faucet, man. It's like I had so many ideas in my head that I couldn't get them out quick enough. I mean, I could go into my notes app from years ago and find like pages and pages of Twitter ideas and content related stuff, and things that I want to try. That's what I mean by the streamline of ideas when you are creating is insane. It's like night and day, and it happens almost immediately. You are so much more prone to new ideas and actually taking action on those ideas that it's pretty ridiculous. Okay, back to the topic at hand. Uh, this also just goes into like overall hobbies, right? Like what it means to have a hobby. And having a hobby it's not necessarily about being good at it, because hobbies have in fact turned into, how can I make money from this as fast as possible, instead of doing something just because you enjoy it, right? Like, we've attached money to everything in our lives, and it's so sad and draining to the point where we can't even allow ourselves to take pleasure in our passions, because it can't make you $1 million in the first few weeks. You can't monetize it immediately. It's, you have to actually spend money to do it. You know what I mean? Like, all of the soul in life has been sucked from a lot of hobbies, and you see this most apparently with Pokemon, right? Like, last week, I went to go buy a camera. Yes, I do have a camera now, but I'm still waiting on my SD card to come in. But I went into Best Buy, right at open. It was 10 in the morning. I had a nice early start to the day, went to the gym, and I said, you know what, I'm going to get a camera because I'd like to use this at some point, right? Like a dedicated actual camera. So I went into Best Buy, and it was like 10:03, I think. Yeah, it was like 10:03, 10:04. Because I remember I looked at my phone, so I'm like, this is crazy. And there was a line for grown adults for Pokemon cards out the door. Like, are you kidding me? Why? The store's been open for not even 5 minutes, guys. Like, the way I think about it, these people are gonna come in here and try to what's the word? Monetize this hobby, I guess. Like, they're turning it into simply a money game rather than the enjoyment factor. And it's also like, man, in 2 hours time from now, when a little kid wants to come into Best Buy with the $20 he got from grandma for his birthday, and he can't get any Pokemon cards because this fat 40-year-old guy who wanted to flip a Charizard EX on TikTok bought out all the cards, then it's like, dude, this is becoming like this. It's not cool. It's not cool. Hobbies should not be used as a form of sole monetization. You should enjoy the hobby, right? But to sap the life out of it because you know that you can make money from it is really, it's just not good. It's not a good look. I don't like it at all. And I guess that's why DJing has been so influential on me. I don't plan to make millions of dollars from this. That wasn't really a thought in my mind, or, you know, headlining Coachella. Like, I just want to have a skill that I find enjoyable and that allows me to find my time alone more engaging rather than playing video games or rotting in bed. So that, I could go on about this for a while, but in essence, that is why DJing has played such a big role in my life, because it simply changed the way that I view hobbies and made me want to be passionate about things again. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think that's all. If you guys are looking to DJ and you've thought about it before, I implore you to go on Facebook or eBay and pick up a cheap DJ controller, like the little table thing with the little, you know, little jog wheels that people turn and scratch with. Buy one of those, plug it into your computer. It takes 5 to 10 minutes to set up, and you're gonna have a blast. You're gonna be able to listen to the music you love and make it your own and create an energy that makes you want to get up and feel alive. So that's all for my talks today with the goated white boy himself. Yeah, I hope you guys have a good one.